Yes, good morning, everybody. That's me struggling with those scientific words. um, this is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise, located 3807 East 8 Mile Road. Phone number over there is 586-757 Diet. Again, that's 586-757 3438. Our old number still works, 313-366 Diet. And if you want to reach me directly, you can at 313-600-8532. You can also reach me by email, healthwisehealthfood@gmail.com. I'm mentioning all of these because it has become just too much what's going on in my personal life to continue to be what broadcast on WHPR. That's the station decides to play my shows like they've been doing for years, and I just can't thank them enough. I have nothing but love and respect that I've gotten from the staff here at WHPR. Nothing but love and respect from the people that tune in. This is one particular guy. I wrote his name down, but if he could call me at 313-600-8532, I would like to talk to him personally because he has recorded every show that I have done. That's what he told me before, when a couple months ago I was considering discontinuing the show, the Healthwise show, which I dearly, dearly love because, I love helping my people. I wanted to be a teacher, a math teacher, because I was good at math. I just thank God that I had the skills. And remind me a little story that when I was in college, we was taking all these courses in math, algebra, statistics, etc. And I just had this thought that I could sit down with somebody and explain to them. I could come down to their level, so to speak, and break it down to the simplest form, and they would get it, and then we would both march on up until we got that problem solved. And then now it's two of us understand that particular problem, and then we'll go and sit down one-on-one with two more people, and now it's four of us. Then we sit down with two more people, and now we got eight. And we developed this strategy, and my fellow classmates' grades went from C's and D's to A's and B's, and the teacher thought we had figured out a way how to cheat. And we told him no, we had a study group, and we was welcoming him to our study group, which he came, and he saw our technique of each one teaching one. So he decided to join in, and all our grades, we all graduated with A's and B's and stuff, and we have employed that system here at Healthwise, and that's one reason I come on the show so that I could me somebody taught me like Macola, and then I'm sharing with you, and then you take the information and share with somebody else, and that system works. Because we've had hundreds, if not thousands, of people that have gotten great results, which is what our focus is on, is people getting results. Um, and from all the subject matters, it's been extremely interesting to me over the years, and the results that people have gotten. The basic things like high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, arthritis, cancer, ED, uh, or urinary tract infections. Just the list of diseases continues on. And then this planned pandemic. And that was interesting because I had a lot of videos from a lot of my underground sources, Macola being one. And when I was having the station was playing some of those videos, they got threatened by Facebook and YouTube that it continue on. They was going, I don't know what they was going to do, but I guess ban them from broadcasting anybody's or show, okay, from WHPR. So I definitely didn't want that. So I just chose to just stop giving all this information, especially about the pandemic on the show. But we still gave it away at Healthwise. Um, and people got good results. And I thank God, as far as I know, we haven't lost anybody to COVID, that planned pandemic things. Okay. Um, I think one of the reasons is the civil water. Okay. We were, we known from Wayne. He taught us how the civil water kills the pathogens, the parasites, the fungus, the bacteria, the viruses, the mold, yeast. All those pathogens have one thing in common, is that they are one cell, which is a foreign substance in the body. And when you take the civil water, you see that foreign substance, and it sees that foreign substance, and it kills it by paralyzing it. And after 21 days, it dies of starvation. So we encourage people to take, at least if they have colds or flus, uh, different diseases, take 8 ounces of the civil water a day. It's 10 times stronger than when it's cold. And I like to take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach and wait about 20 minutes, let it get into my blood system before I take anything on top of it. Um, but I think when dealing with colds and flus, Wayne taught us, all colds and flus starts in the eyes. And so we spray our eyes, blink real fast, even the tired eyes of being on the computers and things like that, and TV, unless you get some of the Blu-ray glasses. And and then we also was spraying up our nose. And spray 2 times up each nostril, and then breathe it in deeply. And so you get into the lungs, and some folks did that. They end up having to blow their nose, or may even generate spit, which is a bunch of mucus that they was, taken out of their body and stuff. It got loose, so it could be, rejected from the body. And then the other thing, what a local doctor, Dr. Bronstein, he had back in the spring of what, March, April of 2020, he had cured 107 people of COVID using food grade hydrogen peroxide. So we said, we took that and made a solution, anywhere from 2 to 4 ounces of the 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide, mixed it with a gallon of water, and we put that in the humidifiers. Okay, and so anybody coming into Healthwise didn't have to worry about passing germs onto each other, because the hydroxide, if it's killing in people's bodies, well, we got in humidifier at Healthwise, we think, well, it will at least improve the air, if nothing else, if not kill the virus in the air. So we were doing that, and ever since then, I've been continuously doing it to this day. I do it at home. My wife does it. They do it here at the station. Um, when we first did it, it was too strong. We were using 3%, and that's way too strong. So we had to dilute it down from to 3%. Uh, and a gallon, which is 128 ounces, and 3% is usually 1 ounce to 11 ounces. And so, and do the math, I don't know, that's about, I think about 11 ounces or something to a gallon, which is way too much. And so we cut it down from 11 ounces to a gallon down to 2 to 4 ounces per gallon. And that's a whole lot better. Um, so I thank the businesses for that has adopted that, because who knows how many people it has saved. Um, Another source, because I'm giving you these sources so you can continue to do your research. Mercola is www.mercola, which gives you a lot of good information. From that website, you'll get other websites. Um, he gives you a lot of free things, and to get even more, you would maybe pay $5 a month, or $60, $50 a year, and you will be informed. And that is one of the major things for freedom, is to be informed. Okay, and that's why the forefathers of this country made that number one. Um, Dealing with the Constitution is to be informed, the freedom of speech, and these guys recognize that, because you go to war, you knock out the communication channels, and you increase your chances of winning that battle. And our freedom of speech is our communication channel, and they have done everything they could to limit our communication skills. One of them, it it's like in '96 they passed this law, because the drug companies had paid off the congressman to pass a law that's saying now that one person can own TV, or radio, or print media. Before then, it was illegal, because you want to keep independence. It's like Watergate in '70s. Was it '72 or something? It was reporters that was constantly getting information out to people from Washington Post. Well, that would never ever happen again today. Okay. Because they control the media. The drug companies control the media, and so you don't get the news. You get propaganda. But on Bacola's website, you get some news. And people say, "Well, how is that?" I guess you had to experience it for yourself. Would be the best way I could tell you. Another website, if I can pull it up right quick, is to give you some good information. Is Robert Kennedy's website. Okay. Um, just called Children's Health Defense and .org. And there give you a lot of good information about alternative ways of staying healthy and some of the things that's going on in this society. Um, so, like I said, those two. Another one that's Epic News, EPOCH News, and again, they give you good information. But I will still be available. You can, text me or call me at 313-600-8532. We're not closing Healthwise. It's just advertising on WHPR is not cheap, and some things that I want to do. So I probably would come back every now and then, maybe once a month, maybe once every other month, and announce some program that we may be doing because I have some things in the works to offer these healing. Good morning, everybody. This is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise, the health food stores that's on East 8 Mile, 3807 East 8 Mile, about 3 blocks west of Ryan. And we're there to service you 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7. And you can reach us by phone at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-DIET. The old number, 313-366-DIET, still works. And you can always reach me by text or call at 313-600-8532. I talked about this before, but it's so important. Well, I've been in here for what, 20-something years, so probably it's a lot of subjects that I talked about before, but it's like we get new people, and sometimes we just have to go over some things again. It's so important when we get things like quercetin and all the many benefits, and I use God that end up using me. I just trust in His wisdom, and I was going through the list of topics from Dr. McCullough, and this quercetin, and it kind of made me like stop. It's far better remedy than Tamiflu, okay? Which they use for flus, okay? But it was a sister that had called me yesterday and had HSV, herpes simplex virus. All right, and we told her about the Civil Water Program, and we add olive leaf extract to that. And lo and behold, something told me to study this article about quercetin. And wouldn't you know that it also has been known that people have used it for herpes simplex virus. So I can't wait to talk to her later on today to give her that new information. But as far as the flu, why would you risk brain infections, psychosis, memory deterioration, and mood swings for a 10% improvement when you get up to or when you can get up to a 900% improvement without taking any of these risks? Man, that's a loaded question. So that drug, tam, Timberflu, gives you those type of results. You risking brain infections. This one girl, young kid, I think 6 years old, they had to stop her from jumping out of a two-story window after she took this Timberflu. Okay, which only give you a 10% improvement in 17 hours, whereas the quercetin gives you up to 900% improvement without any side effects. Now, we put the vitamin C with it because it helps with the absorption of the quercetin. It is quite quite amazing. Okay, but back to the results dealing with the flu. Your immune system, which is your first line of defense against all types of infections, be they bacterial or viral. So the most effective way to prevent infection illnesses, including influenza, is a robust immune system. That's so important to keep your immune system. It's like your internal doctor. You keep them at bay, keep them at tip top, taking their advice, okay, and doing what they say. Wisdom is, to me, they say knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is what we talk about at Healthwise, is the power because you get the results. Quercetin, a plant flavonoid found naturally in apples and plums, red grapes, green tea, elderflower, onions, pack a powerful antiviral punch, inhibiting several strands of influenza, including hepatitis B and hepatitis C, and other viruses. Keep them from growing. Okay? Quercetin also combats inflammation and acts as a natural antihistamine. Because quercetin reduces viral illnesses and boosts mental performance following extreme physical stress, which might otherwise undermine your immune system and function and rendering you more susceptible to diseases. If you stressed out, you're using up your immune system. When you're happy, you building up your immune system. Taking quercetin helps that reduce you wearing out your immune system. An antiviral effect can be attributed to three main mechanisms of actions: inhibiting the virus' ability to infect cells, inhibiting replication of already infected cells, and reducing effective cells' resistance to treatment with antiviral medication. All that with quercetin, okay? Right now we have, we got some more coming in. We got this here. And Makola wanted to just let us know that this originally came out on February the 26th in 2018. What's that? 5 years ago. All right. Just let you know, becoming a member of Makola's website is so important. For $5 a month, you can get tons of information and have access to the history because he's been on the line for about 20, 25 years. I've been using them and sharing information, but constantly learning because he takes the time to do the research. He got the time to do the research. He got a team of folks to do the research, okay? And we get the information that we can apply and make a big difference in our lives and our community. Your immune system is your first line defense against all types of infections, be they bacterial or viral. So The most effective way to prevent infection illnesses, including influenza, is robust immune system. Your diet and other lifestyle factors are foundation for good immune function, but certain supplements can also be quite helpful. Speaking about your diet, is now so important to not only get organic foods, but the other ones you want to look for is non-GMO foods, okay? Because that genetically modified organism, the GMO, is so detrimental. It's lowering the sperm count of men and the reproduction abilities of women. It's horrible. You know, it's so horrible they to predict in the next 20, 25 years, it's going to be hard for anybody to reproduce because of the glyphosate and Roundup and pesticides and herbicides and nitrates and nitrites, all these chemicals that's in the food, and they put it in the feed and they give it to the animals. So soaking your meat in some food grade hydrogen peroxide, getting some foods is horrible, but that's been the way it's been since I've been known. If you want some good fruits and vegetables, you got to go to the suburbs, 14, 15, 16 mile, okay, out there where the rich folks live, because they ain't going for the okie doke. Yeah, okay, it's a doggone shame, but unless you get organic, all right, that is so important. Because he constantly putting these in our system. That's why I like the civil water so much, because it kills the causes of diseases. This is what Wayne taught us. It kills the pathogens, which is the parasites, the fungus, the bacteria, the viruses, the molds, the yeast. All these pathogens have one thing in common, is that they one cell, which is a foreign substance in your body. When you take the civil water, it sees that foreign substance and it kills it by paralyzing it, and after 21 days it dies of starvation. Now, the diet, it just brought something up in me. Excuse me, y'all. I just had to let y'all know that. One supplement is quercetin, an antioxidant flavonoid found naturally in apples, plums, red grapes, green tea, elderflowers, onions, just to name a few. Okay. That elderberry, okay, that you see a lot of. Even we got elderberry in sea moss, gel. Elderberry by itself is so powerful and potent to enhance your immune system. Quercetin is one of those nutrients that's in the elderberry. Quercetin has been found to combat inflammation and act as a natural antihistamine. Elder flower extract, which is rich in quercetin, has been traditionally used as a tonic to boost your immunity. It's also widely known to promote lung and the biblical bronchial tract health. Quercetin is also available in supplemental form and has been used to help fight obesity, type 2 diabetes, circulation of dysfunction, chronic inflammation, hay fever, mood disorders. A number of studies has also highlighted quercetin's ability to prevent and treat both the common cold and influenza. Okay. Quercetin significantly lowers your risk of vital illnesses. Research from the Allegheny State University in North Carolina, published in 2007, found quercetin reduces viral illnesses and boosts mental performance following extreme physical stress, which might otherwise undermine your immune function and render you more susceptible to infections. The research in question was funded by the U.S. Department of Defense, because they got their defense quercetin. They got the Army the defense system has got the soldiers taking quercetin. Okay, they funded this test back in 2007. Was that 15 years ago? To investigate the effect of quercetins on viral illnesses, 40 cyclists were divided into two groups. Half of them received a daily dose of 1,000 milligrams of quercetin in combination with vitamin C, which enhances the plasma quercetin levels, and niacin to improve absorption for 5 weeks, while the other half received a placebo. 3 weeks into the trials, the athletes rode a bicycle for 3 hours a day, 3 days in a row. Blood and tissue samples were collected before and after the exercise. Analysis revealed 45% of the placebo group contracted viral illnesses after the physical stress, compared to just 5% of the treated group, according to the leading investigator. Okay. He got a quote down here. This is David Diamond. Quote, that is a highly significant difference when you have a double-blind placebo-controlled study and you have these kind of differences. It cannot be due to chance. These are groundbreaking results because this is the first clinical trial, double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled study that has found a natural plant compound to prevent vital illnesses. I mean, what else can you expect? You think God making some junk? Okay? That's why I like this stuff so much, because God made it. God intervened in it. That's why it works. That's why ain't no harmful side effects, because God know what he's doing. I believe there's no disease on this planet that God didn't know ahead of time was going to happen, and he put a herb or food or vitamin or mineral or omega-3 or friendly bacteria, some kind of nutrient to give your body what it needs to fight it off. I believe. It appears that it takes significant stress to bring out quercetin's infectious fighting properties. This all happens when athletes were under high oxidative stress, when stress hormones are high, and they are also undergoing muscle damage. The athletes taking the quercetin supplement maintain their ability to react to an alertness test when exhausted, whereas those who took the placebo became measurably slower. The infection data and vigilance data are our two biggest findings in this study. Quercetin proved against flu and other viral infections. In another study founded by the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA, published in 2008, the next year, animals treated with quercetin were challenged with a highly pathogen H1N1 influenza virus. Again, the treatment group had significant lower morbidity and mortality than the placebo group. These and similar studies led to a development of a quercetin supplement for military personnel. In 2008, the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Project Agency Director Tommy Tiller provided testimony to the Subcommittee on Terrorism, Unconventional Threats, and Capacities, saying quercetin, quote, will help keep our war fighters healthy during training and deployment, unquote. The supplement, Q-Force, also commercially available to the general public. A number of other studies have confirmed quercetin's effectiveness against influenza, as well as a variety of other viruses, including the following. This goes back to 1985. This study found quercetin inhibits an effectivity and replication of herpes complex virus type 1, polio virus type 2, para-influenza virus type 3, and respiratory syncytial virus. Now, this 2010 animal study found that quercetins inhibit both influenza A and B viruses. Two other important discoveries were made. First, the viruses were unable to develop resistance to quercetin. Yes. First, the viruses were unable to develop resistance to quercetin. See, they give you these drugs like the GMOs, okay, genetically modified organisms. They spray a food with the chemicals, pesticides and herbicides to kill the bugs so they don't eat up the fruit and vegetables. Well, those bugs adapt to the drug, and now they got to get a stronger drug, which has an ill effect on the people who eat the food that's been sprayed with this stronger drug. But when you're dealing with God stuff, who made quercetin, that virus do not have the ability to get stronger and fight off quercetin. I love it. The virus was unable to develop resistance to quercetin. And secondly, when used committed with antiviral drugs, the effects was significantly amplified, and it prevent drug resistance from developing. A 2004 animal study investigating quercetin's effect on influenza using a certain strain of the H3N2 virus. According to the authors, I like Makoto, he give you references. Quote, in the mice, installation of infraviruses intravenously resulted in a significant decrease in the pulmonary concentration of cheilitis, reduced glycotomium, and superoxide dismutase. These effects were observed on the fifth day after vital installation. Or supplementation with quercetin stimulus with viral installation produced significant increase in the pulmonary concentration of the cheilitis, reduced glycosome, and superoxide dismutase. It is concluded that during influenza virus infections, there is oxidative stress because quercetin restore the concentration of many antioxidants. It is proposed that it may be useful as a drug and protecting the lungs from deleterious effects of oxidative-derived free radical release during influenza virus infections. Wait a minute. They get me with taking something that God made, and now you're going to classify it as a drug. You can't do that. God got the patent on this. Now, it's another study, 2014. Researchers know that quercetin appear to be, quote, a promising treatment for the common cold, unquote, caused by the rhinovirus, adding that quercetin has been shown to reduce vital internalization and replication in the veto and the viral load, lung inflammation, and airway hyporesponsiveness veto. This is, I hope y'all get it, because this is a lot of science. Lots and lots of science. Okay. A 2016 animal study found quercetin inhibit more mouse hepatitis virus and the Dodge virus. Another 2016 study found quercetin offered protection against influenza A virus H1N1 by moderating protein expression. More specifically, the regulation of heat stock protein. Okay, and to reduce the ability for the protein to reproduce. A third study found in 2016 found that quercetin inhibits a wide spectrum of influenza strains, including H1N1, H3N2, and H5N1. According to the authors, quote, this study indicated that quercetin shows inhibitory activity in the early stages of influenza infections, provided a future therapeutic opinion to develop effective, safe, and affordable natural products for the treatment of the flu virus infections. Quercetins inhibit hepatitis B and hepatitis C. In summary, quercetin's powerful antiviral effects can be attributed to three main mechanisms of action. Inhibiting the virus' ability to infect cells. 2, inhibiting the reproduction of already affected cells. And 3, reducing affected cells' resistance to treatment with antiviral medication. As you can see from the list of studies above, quercetin's ability to prevent illness is not restricted to just influenza. Research shows its incredible effect for boosting general immune health. So if you want to take a booster shot, quercetin is your natural God-given a booster suggestion. Studies have shown it to inhibit both hepatitis B and hepatitis C infections. It may even be useful in the treatment of HIV, as noted in the Superfood Science Research article on quercetin. Hepatitis C is an important cause of liver failure and liver cancer. In August 2009, a cell study demonstrated that quercetin interferes with gene signals that enables hepatitis C virus production. The research shows quercetin inhibit hepatitis C virus production in tissue cultures, at least partially through its inhibition of heat stock protein expression. Therapy with quercetin reduced the infection particle production to non-toxic concentration of hepatitis C virus. See, I take this because I'm heavy into prevention. And you know, that liver, the one that breaks down the oils that you take in, if it's not operating at peak performance, people have serious concentration, complications. Heavy into prevention. It's easier to prevent a disease than get it and trying to get rid of it. Similarly, research published in 2015 found quercetin inhibit hepatitis B virus replication in the human liver cells, protecting cells from infections and limiting the spread of infections in already affected samples. As in previous studies, when combined with antiviral drugs, the antiviral effect was greatly enhanced. According to authors, the results indicate that quercetin inhibit HBV, the herpes B virus, the anti-astringent secretion, and the chromosome replications in human hepatitis cell line, which suggests that quercetin may be a potential effective anti-HBV agent. See, the studies just only refer in, okay, you're to do the own research yourself. They did studies, animals did studies with cells and these little viral cups. Okay, they didn't do the study with humans. So you can wait around to them do all those studies and release them. You find out about them. Okay. Or you could take it, and as you find out more about it, you find out how important it is. Now to get into the kicker here. Quercetin, a far safer alternative to Tamiflu. Should you or your child come down with the flu and your doctor recommend Tamiflu, you should know this antiviral drug has been shown to shorten the duration of flu symptoms by less than 17 hours. It also does not reduce viral transmission and does not lower your risk of complications from the flu, such as pneumonia. Scientists are also warned that the risks far outweigh the benefits. These risks include convulsions, brain infections, psychosis, and other neurological psychology problems. Tamiflu may Tamiflu made recent headlines after a 6-year-old girl started hallucinating and attempting to jump out of a second-story window. Indeed, a number of studies have observed that Tamiflu may cause psychotic symptoms, including mood swings, suicidal feelings, auditory hallucinations, memory deteriorations, and insomnia. Can't sleep. The drug is particularly risky for children, and more than half of all children take Tamiflu suffer side effects from the drug. Considering it risky, its limited effectiveness, quercetin appear to be a far safer and more effective alternative. Studies have repeatedly found it to be non-toxins with no adverse side effects. That's a bad number right there. Really, it really is. And to some of the food sources, let me see if we can pull that up right quick. I looked at it earlier, but this is one of the food sources that where's it at? They give you a whole bunch of lists of stuff ahead of time. I was just trying to get the food sources. Okay. Elderberry juice concentrate. Okay. Elderberry juice concentrate. We get that a lot. Okay. We go through it a lot at Healthwise. We even got elderberry in the seaweed gel. Another one that's easy to get to is dill weed, D-I-L-L weed, fresh. Okay, I noticed that some supermarkets actually have fresh herbs. I've seen it at some of the big name places. They have fresh dill. And some of the smaller name places. Raw banana peppers, fennel, okay, fennel leaves raw, Jupiter berries, okay, yellow onion, okay, a red onion, carrot flower, red leaf lettuce, spring onions and red bud portions, watercress, okay, elderberry, hawthorn leaves, asparagus, raw kale, okra, bee pollen, cocoa powder, apples, skin only, chia seeds, okay, moringa, okay, these is buckwheat, hot green chili peppers, raw, goji berry, okay, just like I said, just some of them, okay. Of course, the one that yields the highest is called crepes, but that's fresh crepes. You can only get canned crepes here, okay, it's CAPERs, but they had the highest amount of quercetin. Um, so that's just some of the list. If I go back to this article, uh, there's so much stuff, so many things here that I would love to report to you guys. It's interesting that they end this report talking about the benefits of D3. It's another potent immune booster and antiviral. That's D3. Optimize your D is another important prevention strategy that will boost your immune function and help prevent infectious diseases of all kinds. So it's about 30,000 functions that your body goes through every day, and vitamin D3 is involved in just about every one of them. Okay, Dr. Barefoot told us about this back in 1999 and 2000, and he gave us a report about taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 a day. That back then was unheard of. It's toxins and all that. Well, later study, we've had people that had the coronavirus, and some folks gave them 500,000 IUs of vitamin D3. They gave that to them every other day. Those are folks who had the virus, the COVID virus. Taking 10,000 a day, that's what Dr. Barefoot told us. And Oprah did a report back in 2010 where her scientists had people taking 10,000, didn't have any harmful side effects. The latest research suggests that vitamin D sperm in the levels of 60 to 80 milligrams per milliliter is ideal. While conventional health authorities claim getting an annual flu shot is the best way to ward off influenza, the medical literature actually suggests vitamin D optimizes may be a far more effective strategy, and the evidence of this goes back to at least a decade. Dr. John Cannell, founder of Vitamin D Council, was one of the first to introduce the idea that vitamin C deficiency may actually be a causative factor in influenza. His hypothesis was initially published in the Journal of Immunology and Infections in 2006. It was subsequently followed up with another study published in the Virology Journal in 2008. The following year, a large national representative study confirmed that people with the lowest vitamin C levels indeed reported having significantly more colds and cases of flu. Since then, a number of studies have come to similar conclusions. You can't beat the vitamin D. You can't beat what God can do. So you can get vitamin D from the sun, but our skin is so thick it takes 8, 9, 10 hours in the sun to get the 10,000 IUs of vitamin D from the sun. More recent, More recent studies review published last year conclude that vitamin D supplementation boosts immunity and cuts rates of colds and flus. In all, 25 randomized controlled trials have included in a review involved nearly 11,000 individuals from more than a dozen countries. People with significant vitamin D deficiency, blood levels below 10 milligrams per milliliter, taking a vitamin D supplement reduced their risk of respiratory infections such as influenza by 50%. People with higher vitamin D levels also benefit, although not as greatly. Overall, they reduced their risk by 10%, which the researchers stated was about equal to the effectiveness of the flu vaccine. Consequently, 10% is the effectiveness rate of this year's flu vaccine. The take-home message here is that vitamin D supplementation far exceeds the flu vaccine in terms of effectiveness, and more defiantly, the greater its protective of results. Aside from vitamin D and quercetin loading up on vitamin B1 and vitamin C, may go a long way towards keeping you healthy through the flu season and beyond. Influenza has also been successfully treated with high doses of vitamin C. Vitamin C also boosts the effectiveness of quercetin. Taking zinc lozenges at the first signs of a cold or a flu can also be helpful. See, this quercetin, the ester vitamin C, the reports say that it's 1,000, but actually the delivery is 4 times that much. So that's like 4,000. And taken with quercetin, this greatly helps with the absorption rate. So this is a couple things that I take daily because we're so bombarded with poisons in the air, in the water, in the food, and they constantly releasing even more so. We can't stop them from poisoning the air and water and the food, but we can do things like take the silver water, spray it up the nose, breathe it in deeply, get it into the lungs. And we know the silver water has been taught to us by Wayne to have killed the pathogens, which is the parasites, the fungus, the bacteria, the viruses, the mold, the yeast, those things. It's amazing. I like to thank God for basically my life. It's helping me to live my dream of helping my people. It's a dream come true. It's more rewarding than any money. I tell you the truth. And it's just amazing, to see folks make a big difference in their life, from taking things that God has made. I'm not surprised, but I'm happy, and I wanted to say thank you, John Bingham. He was the owner of a health food store that was over on 7 Mile and Greenfield. He made his transition yesterday, and almost 90. But he helped me out back in the 80s when I was dealing with Bahamian diet, and he was one of those that supported me to keep on keeping on. So, the soul lives on, so thank you. You can reach us at 586-757-DIET. We can come by 3807 East 8 Mile. Again, it's about 3 blocks west of Ryan, between Ryan and DeQuinta, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7. Peace and love, y'all. Remember, each one, teach one. Lots of love.